Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you guys doing? Hope you're doing great. It's live streaming night. Oh yeah, I saw a quick question in chat asking about the Clair de Lune version. If it's downloadable somewhere, and I don't believe it is. It is on YouTube. The guy who played it has it up on his YouTube channel. So you want to listen to it more often than just the Tuesday live streams, then you can go and find it. There should be a link for his channel in the description. But yeah. Okay, now the plan for today is first I just want to quickly talk about the update because there's been a patch today. Patch 14.02, which is exciting. And we're just going to quickly talk about the update, then we're going to jump in game. And we have a lot of new toys in the game focused around Thargoid combat lately. And I think that I want to try to build a one-shot build that's designed to just one-shot Thargoids. I'm not talking about Scout, we're talking one-shotting interceptors, like Cyclopses, but still. I think it should be doable to go and one shot well. It is already doable to one shot them, but it's not really one shotting. You're basically emptying a magazine in the shot cannons, and using it that way to kill. I think you need some missiles too and stuff like that, and you maybe also need premium ammo and all that stuff. So the goal is pretty straightforward. I want to build a ship that can kill a Thargoid, hopefully in one shot, or one broadside, if you will, that doesn't require premium ammo or anything like that. So you just pick it up, restock it, and just go out and insta-gib Thargoid left and right. That's the goal. We are not going to be able to completely finish the build today, simply because that some of the things that we're going to need for it is not available in the game yet. And it's only coming out on Thursday, which of course is the new weapon stabilizer that allows us to fit even more weapons. But we can still do a lot of testing today, and that's the plan today. It is to go and test out, to go and test whether this is feasible. And if it's feasible, and once we gather some data, then we can go and theory craft the build, and maybe even begin building it. And once we've done that, we can then say, okay, we got ourselves a build. Now we need to build it, test it, and then go and build it, and then see if we can kill some Goids. And the reason why I got interested in these one-shot builds is because previously, of course, it was a little bit like, I'm not going to call it janky, but you needed to have just the right weapons and just the right missiles, and you could just barely manage to make it through. And you kind of need to know what you were doing in order to make it work. But with all this new equipment we got, I think it's going to be much, much easier to do now. So yeah, that's one thing. The other thing is that previously finding a consistent source of Cyclopses could be difficult, and you would often spend a lot of time just searching for the Cyclopses. But now I've noticed that they spawn a lot around ground conflict zones. So if we go to ground conflict zone, there's going to be Cyclopses everywhere. We go up, we see a Cyclops, insta-gib it, next one spawn, insta-gib it, next one spawn. And we just run around and we find every interceptor we can, fly up to it as fast as we can, blab it in the face, and then move on to the next one. So that's the plan. That's the dream, at least. Let's see after this live stream whether there's going to be shattered dreams or whether we're on to something here. That's the plan. But before we do that, should we set the like goal? How many people are we today so far? I think there's a decent amount today. Let me see over on YouTube. Says, please update. Oh, there we go. Now it updates. 140, should we take like 150? Live the dream or die. Yeah, let's and Twitch is, yeah, let's do 150. Okay, so for those new to the live stream, I always set a like goal, and that means if the live stream reaches that like goal, I'm going to set up a discount code for you guys over on the merch store, which you can find at d2astore.com. You can find t-shirts and a ton of different mugs. Actually, the mug I'm using today is from that, which is the caustic content mug, as we're doing Thargoid content. So you can have this with a ship that's being corroded and a little Thargoid with an exclamation mark down there, so you can protect your beverage of choice from Thargoids. John says, hello, first time viewer here. Good evening and welcome. Okay, now I said before we jump into the game, I just quickly want to talk about the update. So let me just quickly find my notes here, because there's a few things with it. So one of the things that they have added is a number of new things that's going to contribute towards the Thargoid systems. Like if a system is in the recovering state before the system fully recovers, you can now power on settlements. So there's some Odyssey content that's been added in there. That's nice to see. Yeah, so they added some more conflict zones in the Thargoid control system. So the systems that is under Thargoid control bordering into human space, those systems will now have conflict zones, so it's a little bit easier to take over systems that's under Thargoid control. That's also a point I made in the previous video, is that once you get into the Thargoid control, it's extremely difficult to take it over. That's now been made more difficult, so I think that's fine. Salvage now also contributes towards it, and the way it works is if you pick up black boxes, black boxes and occupied escape pods, and what's the last thing? Black boxes and occupied escape pods obtained. Okay, just those two. Oh yeah, tissue samples. Anything like that you collect, when you hand it and sell it to a rescue ship, then that also counts as progress towards the system. And then there's been an update to the Thargoid War panel. We can go and take a look at those in a second. Yes, I know, Dungle. I saw it just before the live stream. Dungle says that we have the winners announced for the stream giveaway channel. I know, I just didn't have the time to send out all the keys here before the live stream, so I will be sending out the keys for the winners here after the live stream. Yes. There is one thing, though, that I want to talk about regarding this update. That's kind of a... I don't know. So one thing Frontier has changed is they seem to have changed the mission cap for these Thargoid, kill Thargoid ships missions. Because previously the mission cap for any mission would be 50 million credits, but a lot of these killing Thargoid ships missions would pay way more than that. And that means that they were basically always capped at those 50 million, which of course is good because you're not really getting all the money that you're supposed to. So they raised the cap. That's good. That means that the missions now pay out more. I even think that they also, I'm not sure if they increased the payout like normally, if they just removed the cap. I think they just removed the cap. The other thing is, though, that they seem to have also reduced the payout that you get from killing Thargoids. I haven't confirmed this. I just saw there's been some chat about it, that you're no longer getting the same payout. That's been reduced with like 18-20% across the board. And personally, I think it's okay. That the change is fine. I mean, they increased the mission payout and they reduced the payout. They reduced the payout for the individual kills. Fair enough. Kind of like trying to push people in the direction that you should pick up missions and complete those rather than just chain killing the same Thargoids over and over and over again. I'm okay with that. What I think is a little bit meh is that unless I missed it, it seems like Frontier has like conspicuously left that statement out of the patch note. The fact that they were reducing the prices on the Thargoid, the bounty on the Thargoids. Yeah, people are confirming that it's now 6.5 million on the Cyclopses rather than the 8 that it was before. So they did include the fact that the mission payout was increased, but they did not include, please correct me in chat if I'm wrong, but as far as I can see, they did not mention that they nerfed the payout. The problem I have with that is it happens so often. like it's almost every patch. Frontier, they shadow nerf something, and they somehow forget to put it in the patch note. It just happens a little bit too often. I sometimes it feels like Frontier is leaving these things out on purpose because they don't want the negative press of doing nerfs. I don't know if they expected us not to notice. I mean, it took like a few, maybe like minutes, hours, maybe before everybody has like, oh, we killed one of these Thargoids. Here it is. In the past, when they've been called out, there's been like, oh, we're really sorry. We will do better in the future. Nah. I don't know. It happens quite often that the patch notes are incomplete, and it's often the nerfs that are missing. And I think that's a bit of a meh. That's annoying because that means you can't just read the patch notes. Basically becomes useless at that point. But anyway, I'm not gonna sit here and complain about that all evening. We are gonna be playing some games. So without further ado, let's just go and jump in game. There we go. I dropped off at the rescue ship simply because I was looking for Thargoid scout kill missions. Well, they at least increased the payout for Thargoid count. Can't talk. Increased the payout for Thargoid scout kill missions around 2.7 million, and a decent payout for the scouts. Yeah, how much was the payout for the scouts? Hold on, let me just look that up. Give me a second, and I will be right with you with that information. If I can find it. I know it was here. Nope, Thargoids has been reduced as well. Great. What about the missions? Has the mission payout for the Thargoids been increased? Because they were grossly underpaying. Now, it used to be 80k. They are now between, depending on the type of scout you kill, they are either 75 or 65. Oh yeah, we probably should do that too. Twitch drops, just quickly gonna mention that, is still running over on Twitch. So if you have not gotten the paint jobs yet for the Twitch drops, then you can go over. There's instructions over on the Twitch chat now on how to set the whole thing up if you haven't. And all you have to do is just watch this live stream for, I believe it's an hour and a half, and then you have all the paint jobs. That's all you have to do. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Okay, let's just go and let's check out fittings. There should be the new. I'm looking for this new improved Xeno scanner because in order for us to test how effective this new the weapons are, I need to be able to see the Thargoid's health. So we need the Xeno scanner. And for that, we're going to need to check utilities. So kill one scanner. Let's just check if they have it here. Enhanced Xeno scanner, look at that. 2 kilometer range, see, that's more like it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I am just gonna take this kill one scanner and we're gonna store this module. And then we're just gonna buy a new Xeno scanner and store it. Oops, that's not what I wanted. And we're just for good measure, just gonna buy a second one. Just so we have it. We're gonna put that into storage. And then we're going to, what did I have? Was it a kill one scanner? Yes. Okay, we're just gonna module transfer those over to the fleet carrier. We shouldn't be far away from here. It should be relatively close and shouldn't take long. If I remember where did I park my fleet carrier. There it is. Yeah, 100 light years. Not too bad. Let's do it. Now, I like with these type of things that you can only get in certain locations. You can't buy them in Shinra Destra, by the way, which is kind of weird. But you can get them on the mega ship. So like these, you have to go to a specific location kind of modules. I always buy a little extra so that when when next time I'm gonna need one, I have one in spare. New Mogger dear, don't forget your Cedo scanner. How to change times on the in-game clock? Yeah, no, you can't. That in-game clock is always GMT. So my plan for now is I'm not gonna play around too much with the new weapon stabilizers yet. What I want to do now is I want to go and basically take my plasma crate and then fit a Xeno scanner on it. Basically just drop a heatsink, fit a Xeno scanner, then find a Cyclops and just blab the Thargoid once with all 4 weapons that's fitted on that, all 4 plasma charges. And then we're just going to see how much it drops down in its, how much it drops down in health. And then from that we can then calculate how much is the damage per weapon, like percent damage per weapon we get out of that. And then we can see if we can get with 6 weapons, if that's enough to completely kill it. We can actually calculate the limit now. Can I... Can I explain the different pros and cons of plasma versus Gauss versus shots? Okay, so Gauss is basically like a railgun. It means it's a hit scan weapon, so there's no travel time, and that means it's a lot easier to aim with. The damage output is good, and the Gauss cannons is extremely good for sniping hearts. So if you want to snipe a heart, Gauss cannons is really good. The downside of them is they generate a lot of heat. You will overheat very quickly, and people who swear to these weapons will often cycle them, so they will fire them in bursts of 2 and then cycle them back and forth, so it'll be left side, right side, left side, right side. They keep going like that. There we go. So that's the benefit of that. The benefit of the shot cannons is, of course, its massive burst potential. That means that you can fire that. I think it's is it a 3 or 4 or 5 clip magazine? I can't remember, or shot magazine. And you can fire that very quickly, giving you a huge amount of burst damage, which is why shot cannons has often been used for insta-giving Thargoids in the past. And as Mark also says, one of the downsides of the Gauss cannons is you charge them up, you hold down the trigger, you charge them up, and when they're fully charged, the shot falls immediately. So you hold down the trigger, charging, fire, or shot falls, and that means you need to keep on target for a extended period of time, because you need to at least make sure that you are lined up with the target when the shot falls. The shot cannons, huge damage potential, not that much heat generating. They are like basically like a shotgun. They spread the shots out, so they're not that accurate. You can kill hearts with them, but it's kind of like a spray and pray kind of deal. And of course, the range is their main drawback. You need to get up close and personal, scrape the paint with the Thargoids in order to be able to actually do some damage with those. The plasma charges, though, they don't generate that much heat, more than the shard cannons, I think, but not that much, not as much as the Gauss cannons. They are not hit scan weapons, so they do have a travel time, meaning you do need to lead on your target. Though, if you get the advanced ones, they have a shot speed of like 6,000 meters a second, so like 6 kilometers per second. Meaning that for all intents and purposes, your shot's going to be at your target in less than half a second. So they're almost hit scan, but not quite. You do still need to lead a little bit sometimes. They're a little bit more difficult, I think, to aim with. So sniping hearts can be more difficult. It takes a little bit more practice, I think, compared to the Gauss cannons. But they do hit like a truck. That's also why that's the ones I want to check out first, because while they have a charge up time as well, just like the Gauss cannons, in this case you can charge them up, and as long as you keep the trigger down, the shot won't fall. Only when you release the trigger, the shot falls. And that's a huge difference, because that means you can charge up and you can keep it charged up. Once it's charged up, it doesn't take any weapon capacitor anymore. It takes weapon capacitor while charging up, but not after it's fully charged. So you can just charge it up, keep it down, fly around with your fully charged weapons for like minutes if you want to. And only when you have your Thargoid inside, you just release the trigger and the shot falls immediately. Making the plasma charges my personal favorite, because you get good range, you almost hit scan, and you have that fact that they're easier to aim with, because that you can choose when the shot falls more accurately compared to what you can with something like a Gauss cannon. Oh yeah, and the plasma charges you can also release early, and it will still fire, but with less damage. So but they still generate the full amount of heat. So if you want to overheat quickly, you can just rapid fire without fully charging. You can just rapid fire your plasma charges, and they will generate a ton of heat in no second, which is important if you want to overheat to remove caustic effects. So let's just go and let's find those, see how long it takes them to transfer here. And I can go over the build in case you guys haven't. Plus better heat, yes. So the plasma charges said to generate less heat, and that means that they're easier to a little bit easier to manage heat with. Unless you want them to generate heat, in which case they can. Let's see here. We want utilities. We want experimental. We want those two. I want them transferred here, please. 22 minutes, okay, that was longer than I thought. Oh well. Then let's go and let's talk about the plasma crate. Now, if you guys haven't seen, I have a full build guide for the plasma crate, and you can also, let me just show you this here in a second. There we go. Get you guys back. If you go to commanderstoolbox.com, you can go over here to ship builds. If you go to the Anti-Xeno combat builds, in here you will see the Anti-Xeno plasma crate, where we have the entire build, and there's a video here where I explain the build and everybody. And you can go see, like, I explain why I do it. You can also just keep watching this live stream as I'm gonna go over the build now. Jump back in game. Okay, let's see if we can fight the plasma crate. Plasma crate. I still have that Xeno Hunter? Xeno Seeker? Oh, Xeno Seeker. Right. That's a different one. Tarkbulance. The Diamond Snake. Blunderbuss. The Mining Cow. The Gateway Drug. There it is. Okay, so the build here consists of Guardian plasma charges. You can see here all pre-engineered plasma charges, which is the ones that has the, you can see here 400% on the shot speed, so you get up to that 600 meters. That's why it's super important you get the pre-engineered ones. More ammo in the magazine, better piercing so they can do more damage to the hull of the Thargoid. This is why they hit like an absolute truck. They do regenerate slightly more, but the damage is also increased by 66%. So that, I mean, these two combined, the higher armor piercing, and the increased damage, which means these things, they just hit like a truck when they hit. And 4 of them means you have a lot of damage potential in these. Then I have a beam laser, which is long range with thermal vent. This is purely for heat management. If I need to cool down, I'll shoot the Thargoid with it. If I need to overheat, I'll shoot into empty space with it. As it says here, the thermal vent upgrade here says experimental upgrade that increases the heat dispersion when successfully striking the target at the cost of increased heat generation when missing. So that means, want to cool down, fire the laser at something. It can be anything hostile. If you go with if you want to overheat, just fire into space. What about the swarm? So if you fly on planet side, so if you go to the surface sites, the Thargoids won't deploy swarms. And if I am fighting in space where they do deploy swarms, I usually just ignore it. But the easiest way to deal with the swarm is to go to a planet site and fight them at a surface conflict zone, because then there is no swarm, making it slightly easier. They sell pre-engineered plasma charges? Yes, they do. These are, as you can also see here, it says pre-engineered. So these are pre-engineered Guardian plasma charges, and they are amazing. I'll show you guys these things in action here in a second. Okay, quickly going through the build. We had some heat sinks. I just have all heat sink launchers and a shutdown field neutralizer. The heat sink launchers, again, I got the pre-engineered versions. You don't have to do that. It's just nice to have that extra. So you get 4 in reserve and 1 loaded, so 5 in total per charge of 15 here, which is nice. You don't need to do it, and I'm going to replace one of these with the new enhanced Xeno scanner here when they arrive. This is just, again, heat management. It's overkill with 3. The shutdown field neutralizer, you'll be happy for it, especially if you're fighting planet side, because it sucks that you get hit by a shutdown pulse and you crash into the ground. And your fleet members will love you for it too, because it actually has a range. That means any ship within 3 kilometers of you also gets affected if you activate the shutdown field neutralizer, meaning that you can not only save yourself, but also save your friends around you. So this is a nice module. You will thank yourself, and your friends will be happy for you as well. In here, it's pretty straightforward. There's nothing like exciting in here. It's pretty much a pretty standard loadout with. I got a reactive service arm. I think I had one already. It's all hit points. We don't really care for resistance, so it's just heavy duty deep plating. Armored power plant to try and protect the power plant a little bit. Thermal spread to cool us down. Thrusters, sturdy drive, drag drives, increased range. Again, if you want to see the build, go to Commander's Toolbox. There's a link for a Coriolis, so you can see the whole thing there. So you don't have to sit and skip through this video. Life support, I just went lightweighted. I don't really care much if my life support dies, as again, I'm going to be fighting close to stations. We can dock, repair, and it's still A-rated. That means I have 27 minutes of air should I end up getting losing my life support. So if I lose my life support, I have half an hour to get to a station. No problems. Power distributor is just charge enhanced super conduit, pretty straightforward as well. Sensors are long range. You don't really need it. You can go with something else, but I just went D-rated long range. Whatever. Optional internals. I might want to change some things in here. There's a lot of hull reinforcements, and then there's a single module reinforcements. I might want to up it so I have 2 hull reinforcements if I were to make changes to it. And then the size 5s up here are hull reinforcements. I'm also considering, because some of the damage, the reason why I went with some Guardian hull reinforcement packs is because the caustic resistance gives me a higher caustic hit point pool with this combination. But it's not all the damage from the Thargoids that's caustic, only some of it is. Meaning that I might actually consider going all hull reinforcement packs if I were to update the build at some point. But we'll see about that. I might make a completely different build later. Yes, we're running shieldless here. Because the reason why I'm running shieldless, which I actually prefer when fighting Thargoids, is because we are overheating so often. And a good way to overheat fast is just silent running and then just fire every weapons in every single direction you have, and you just generate heat like a madman. But when you silent run, you will of course lose your shields if you have them. But this just means that I can silent run, overheat like that, fire off one of my endless number of heat sinks, and then I'm back down, and it takes like 10-15 seconds to just get up to those 200% heat I sometimes need, and then cool back down again. So you can really increase and decrease your heat levels super fast if you need to. But yeah, that's pretty much the build. Let's just check how much time we actually have left on that module transfer. Because if it's not too much, if it's long, then I might actually go. Okay, we still have 15 minutes. Let's actually just take this thing out for a spin. Also just to find a good place to fight, because I just parked it like a place. And then we're just gonna see what we got. Hold on. I have a new menu here. We can see the systems. Thargoid invasion there. That's one that's pretty close to being saved. So let's see if we can go and do a little bit of helping there. I hope there's a surface site. Otherwise, we're just gonna go to a space-based one. No, I'm not gonna do a 5-shot one. I'm gonna play around with the plasma charges for now, and then we're gonna build. I want to probably build a six weapon build. Exactly what ship I don't know yet, but I have a feeling it might be an Anaconda. We'll see. For testing today, I'm just gonna run solo, just because it's a little bit easier that I have more control over what happens in the session. So as long as I'm just testing, I'm just gonna stay in solo. Where can you get the pre-engineered plasma charges? Again, go to Commander's Toolbox. I don't think I have a specific... Did I make a guide about it? I don't think I did. No, not yet. But in this video, I do explain it. I think there's chapters. There's a chapter in that video where you can see it, and I go through everything, like what materials do you need and where do you need to go. It is, yeah, this, as Hailride also posted in chat, is in the embody system. You can go there if you want to. So no stations under attack here. Oh, there is. Nice. And it's a surface site. There we go. That's perfect. We want to set up this. Okay. It just didn't put a thingy on it. Okay. Fair enough. How much do I think the power draw of the class 5 stabilizer will be? I don't know. How much is the size 3? Because my guess is it's going to be about twice of what the size 3 is, unless it's outrageous. I don't know how much the size 3 is. It's probably going to be a lot, could imagine. Which is just another reason to go shieldless, to save on your power. 1.5 megawatts. Okay, that's not terrible. But I could see it being up like in the 3-4 megawatt area. But again, I don't know. So we're just gonna make sure we have enough power. They're probably gonna be quite expensive, as this is quite a powerful module. How much FPS am I running? I'll set up the... Oh, hold on. Do I have an FPS limiter on? Because I'm streaming, I probably have... Yeah, I have a limiter on. You just disable the limiter. Oh! Hold on, I still have V-Sync on, I think. Scouts. Oh, look at that. Can you see that from my camera? I got Thargoid interdiction telemetry in my data up there in the info. That's pretty nice. Yeah, I know Elgato is... that's the new data they added. That's pretty neat. You can get that by getting interdicted by scouts. So you can now farm data by getting interdicted. Okay, let's go back and play with our settings here. I think I just need to go and have vertical sync off. There we go. Okay, so we are now in space running 200 frames per second. But usually when I'm live streaming, I'll keep a display frame rate limiter at 60. Apply. And there's two reasons why I do that. Because it matches the frame rate of the capture card. And also, that's the frame rate I'm streaming at, meaning that there's no point in me spending more resources rendering a bunch of frames that I'm not going to stream anyway. Because all that would do is draw more power and make my graphics card and my computers louder. So I'm trying to keep noise levels down so you don't get as much fan noise in the microphone, and therefore I just usually keep a limiter on. Yeah, we're not going to get 200 FPS on the ground. I'll keep the frame rate counter on down there in the corner so you guys can see it as we play. If it drops below 60 at any point during the play session here. They usually Commander Classified ask if what the MSI Afterburner says. Usually those two agree within a few frames per second. Elite has been pretty good at reporting those numbers accurately. I can't see a thing here. Just gonna orbit a bit here. Alright. So we just need to kill a few scouts before we can... So you can see here I can charge up the plasma charges, and I can keep them fully charged and just keep my trigger down, not doing anything, but once I'm aligned up with the shot, I let it go. And then the shot falls. Oh, he survived. Yeah, 65k. See if we can get this guy to get a little bit closer. Oh, missed. That's one. Nope, that one. Try to avoid those caustic clouds that they make. Where's that one? Where's one? There's one. Get in close. Some kilometers and fire. Wait, what? If I have an active docking request, Thargoid fields does not... Okay, hold on.
Docking request denied.
Why? I'm too far away, hold on.
Docking request granted.
I'm gonna try this, this is stupid. If that works. Okay, 500,000 credit voucher received. That means that the Thargoid should be inbound. Yeah. We're just gonna hang around here and see what happens. Wait for the shutdown. Usually they fire shutdown when they come in. Where are they? Yeah, there's the shutdown field. There's two of them actually. Lol. Lol. That is dumb. Okay, we got ourselves a murder flower here. Boom! Heart exerted. Where's that heart? It is there. Oh, that's not it. Need to move up in front of it. And shield's active. Panic shielded. I'm just gonna cool myself down a little bit. We can see on the hologram, even though we can't really see, we haven't scanned it, we can see on the hologram whether the shield is active. So the shield's down now. Wait for him to turn. No, heart is not exerted. Exert the heart. No. Come on. There we go, that's better. No, I don't have a Xeno scanner on yet. We're just gonna... I'm not really taking this fight too seriously. We're just gonna play around with it for a bit while we wait for them to arrive. So notice on the hologram how we can still see, and there goes my canopy, almost. Hold on, let me just cool down there for a second. He's facing away from me now. Try to avoid the caustic missile, and while we're at it, just overheat here. So I can see if I want to overheat quickly, just gonna do like that. There we go. We overheated. And now we can cool ourselves down again. There we go. Oh. So much for trying to avoid the missile. Well, let's do it again. Sign and running. Oh, it's reloading. There we go. And cool us down again. And again, usually I would probably pay a little bit more attention, not just face tank as much as I have this route, but it's just I killed a little quicker. There we go, hardest exerted. Come on. Turn to face me. Oh, shield was up, that's why. His shields is up again. Okay, just ignore the caustic missile. Doesn't matter. There we go, his shield is down. Panic shields again. There we go, shields down. Let's move in closer, just quickly overheat. And cool ourselves down again, assisted with the beam laser. There we go. There we go, got him. See, heart is still exerted. But he died anyway. Okay, let's head back and let's pick up those Xeno scanners so we can actually see how much damage we can do to this per shot. Because that's gonna be interesting. Oh, we need to go into, hold on. No, I know, Sam, we're not exactly one-shotting it, but this was just a quick little test before we go and actually pick up the scanner so we can begin to do the testings we need. As I said, this is also just a test. We're not necessarily going to make this work, but I want to see if we can. I just want to calculate how much damage we need to do, potentially. So if we have 100% hull, right, and we need to do that with 6 weapons fitted, that means we need to do 16 and 2/3 basically per weapon. And if we have 4 weapons fitted, that means we need to be able to do 2/3 of his hit points, obviously. So that means we need to be able to get him below 33%. If we can get a Thargoid Cyclops below 33% with this build when we go and pick up the Xeno scanner, then it should technically be possible to make a one-shot build. If we cannot, then we need to begin to implement some premium ammo. Can you please explain the mission payout buff to compensate for the independent kill nerf? Yeah, so payouts for both scouts and interceptors has been reduced with around 18% for most of them. But there are now all these Thargoid missions that should have them for a long time, but the payout for those has now been increased. That means if you have one of those missions that says go and find this type of Thargoids and kill a specific number of them, those mission types will now pay more. So that means you can still make a ton of money. Hold on, what's going on here? Okay. You can still make a ton of money, but you should probably focus more around the missions rather than just the individual kills, as the mission now can give you quite a bit of money. The mission stacks different factions. I haven't tested it, but I will assume they do.
Cabin pressure alert.
New to Twitch, thanks for all your help. 100,000 close. Yeah, that's 100,000 is very, very close. What are we at, like 1600 or something? Anyone else getting poor image quality? If you're having poor image quality, try to refresh the stream.
Cabin pressure alert.
Picture's great. Okay, it seems that a few people that had some buffering stuff. Try to just refresh the stream, it should be fine. Someone says that you only do scout kills a day stack, so I assume the rest will as well. Do they stack from the same faction, or do we assume you have to go to multiple factions to pick them up? Okay, you just stack all the scout kill missions and just get multiple payouts.
Atmospheric failure.
Yeah, different factions. Okay. So it's the same as with all the other stack kill missions. Why does it say oxygen depleted? Because my windshield is gone. I don't have a windshield. My front window is gone. Can't really see it right now, but if the sun hits it just right, you can. And now you can see it. There you go. See all the cracks? There's a big hole in the front of my ship. So I'm running on emergency oxygen.
Landing gear deployed.
Oh, should probably better actually go and... Okay, let's go and do some outfitting. Is it called a windshield when you fly through space? Well, a vacuum shield kind of sounds awesome, to be honest, but I'm not sure if people would understand what it was if you said it. Okay, let's put that one into storage. And let's take one of these Xeno scanners and equip that. And then let's just make a fire group with a Xeno scanner in it. There we go. Fine. Got. Good, now we have a Xeno scanner. So let's head back and let's test how much damage we can do to a Cyclops. with these weapons. If that doesn't work, we're gonna have to swap to other weapons. What is the reach? The range of this is 2 kilometers. Yes, Michael, this is the new Xeno scanner with 2 kilometer range. Should be awesome. And this is going to be my first time trying it out for real. So we'll see how easy it is to use. But 2 kilometers sounds very... like, we need to keep it in front of us and within 2 kilometers for 10 seconds. So that should be plausible. 500 meters is a bit more difficult.
Ready to engage.
Oh, are we lucky? Are we getting a... just gonna check what type of interceptor we're betting it's addicted by. If we're lucky, it's a Cyclops. I am not sure. Okay, okay. We'll relax. We're out of range, we can get closer. There we go, we're in range. Looks like a Cyclops, alright. Nope, it's a Basilisk. Okay, just out of sheer curiosity, I want to see how much damage I can do to a Basilisk in one go here. So, 100% hull. Let's fire off a shot. 7%. That was not a lot. Okay, so Basilisk we can do like 10, 11%, something like that. Question is if we can we get more than one shot off before they like when we exert the heart, can we get more than one shot off before the heart pulls out? I'm not sure if the plasma. I thought they would hit. It would hit harder. Again, remember the magic number here is 33%. We need to get it down to 33% before the heart is fully exerted and it begins to heal. That's the goal here. If we can do that, then this is viable. If we cannot, then we need to begin to look into premium ammo and stuff like that. Then we might just as well try other weapon types. Plasma fall-off starts at 1 kilometer. Okay, then we might have to get real close before we fire. One kilometer, is it really that short? Maximum range 3 kilometers. Damage fall off. Yeah, you're right. 1 kilometer. Okay, I actually thought it was 2. Well, I stand correct. Okay, we need to get closer then. Because that means if I'm firing at 2, then from 1 to 3, then I'm only doing half damage at 2 kilometers. So we definitely need to get in really, really close. Still, with this. If you're under 1,000 meters and the Cyclops is 40%, you will one shot. Okay, so you're saying that I can do 40% damage if you're under 1,000 meters. That's not enough. Yes, these are modified plasmas. The question is, because we know it's more than 40%, but we also know the step up is what, 60? So if you can't one-shot them at 60, then we are going to be looking into premium ammo if we are going to do it with plasma charges. And that means we might have to resort to the frags, the guardian whatever frag thing. We might have to go and get the shard cannons out. I hope I still have them on my fleet carriers. We'll have to go wait for them again. Get the 5th. Now I'm gonna build a 6-weapon loadout, but we don't have that module yet. So that's why I'm not gonna go and do. We're just gonna test, and that's why the magic number is 33%. Because if we can hit 33%, so he, like 66% damage, so he has 33% left. If we can hit that, then there is a real chance that that we can actually make this work without premium ammo. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's kill some scouts so we can force out some... murdering scouts for days. Oh, missed some of them. Flyby shooting here. Oh, no. Oh! I fired too early. This is just more scouts. We haven't killed enough yet. Oh, oh, oh! Oops. How did that happen? Must have hit something. Hey, Hawks! Let's see, come on. Just need that Cyclops to spawn. So we can test this. Come here. still nothing. Oh. Sir. It was a difficult one. More scouts incoming. Still not enough progress to get Cyclops. Ah, bad shot. There we go. Now we got some interceptors. Okay. We need to complete a scan in order to confirm this. Just gotta be double sure here that we are dealing with the right type, so we gotta go and give it a scan. If you would stop running away, come back here. Okay, so we have confirmed it's a Cyclops. We are within a kilometer. Okay, so I saw it around 60%. Yeah, we get it down to around 60%, so that means we can do just about 40% damage to it. Okay, let's just quickly head down and just do a bit of math here. Where's the station at? There it is. Yeah, we had all weapons firing. Yeah, I can also sub-target now, should make aiming a little bit easier. Okay, so let me just quickly get a... Oh, this is gonna be great. It's been a while. Hold on. Oh, you guys gonna love this. Okay. We are gonna need a spreadsheet. Okay, so basically we have the damage per weapons, right? We're just gonna make it easy so everybody can follow along here. It's about, so we have 4 weapons, that means we did down to 60, we did 40% damage. That means we get 10% damage per weapon, right? Just make it 10. Just forget about the percent. Just make it 10. No, okay, it's already formatted. Oh, screw you then. 10. Okay, so we do 10% damage per weapon. Weapons. So we have 6 weapons. We get that one times 6. Oh. Error, what do they do? There we go, 60%. Which is obviously not enough. So how much is the premium ammo, right? So we can just begin to check how high up the premium ammo stack we need to go. So we can either get normal ammo plus 15 or plus 30%, right? So if we just take that one, I'm just gonna make it so everybody can follow along here. Take that one and then times by 1 times 1.5. That is not enough, and neither is 30 then. 78. So that means that, wow, if I could put, there we go. So even with 6 plasma, charges, with premium ammo, we're still, we're still 22% damage short. That means the plasma charges are a no-go. Yeah, that means shots. So we basically have to go and resort to shot cannons and then try that. And that means could use a second ship. Yeah, why not make it 1? Oh, are we at the light goal? We're past the light goal. Okay, so I need suggestions in chat. What do you want the discount code to be? Not enough DPS. People are saying either one-shot spreadsheet, one-shot, discount code, one-shot spreadsheet. Okay, a lot of people have said one-shot, so we're just going to go with that. I think that's a good suggestion also. Let's go with that. Where is my merch store? There it is. I need to remember to log in beforehand, instead of having to go through all this logging in shenanigans. Okay, let me see here. Promotions. Create promotion. One shot. Gives you 10% off, and as always, this discount code is valid until the end of the live stream. So you're gonna put that up there. Okay, it's now active, so you can now go to d2eastore.com and you can use the code ONESHOT. I'll post it in chat. There. And oh, I can't see the bottom of my Twitch chat. There we go. And there. And then you get 10% off. And as always, that's going to last until the end of the live stream. Which you could get yourself a caustic content mug, if you're interested in that. Also some cool t-shirts. Also some Thargoid themed t-shirts, if you're interested. Really cool ones. Go and check it out. d2eastore.com. Are we talking 6 charges? Yeah. So basically, this is we're gonna be 22% damage short. So we're gonna have to go and play around with the Guardian shot cannons instead. And then see how far we can get with that, because hopefully we can. I really want to try to see if we can't get there. Unless Frontier has actually been sneaky and has ensured that we can't get there without premium ammo. I don't know if they would actually sit and calculate that beforehand, but I really want... It means the build, if we're gonna go shot cannons, it's not gonna be a true one-shot. As for the shot cannons to really take effect, we kinda need to go and like fire off an entire magazine. But it will still count... it will kind of still count as an insta-gib. I mean, so we have Night Wolves that says here the 5 shot cannons with premium ammo is enough to one-clip a Cyclops. I know I had wisdom. Okay, so 5 with premium. Hold on, let's just go full speed ahead and pips to engine, so we just fly away. So you say that 5 with premium, and that's 30%. So what is, if I just here go like, so we have 5 weapons, and each of them do 1.3 times damage. That means that's 6.5. Oh, we're gonna be close then. Trish has a good question. What is the joke with Howard? So Howard is my NPC crew member. Hold on. There we go. Now we're being massed. So Howard is my NPC crew member, and he has a tendency to always make things go wrong. So for a long time I've always been blaming Howard for everything, no matter if it works or if it's his fault at all. I will always blame Howard. So like, if in doubt, just blame Howard for everything. That's fine. He is also actually an account I have in game where he plays on foot only. That means I have an account where I never fly spaceships. I do everything on foot, and I fly around in Apex shuttles. Yeah, and that's Howard. But the annoying part is, it sounds like we can basically calculate it down, right? We can say that 5 times 1.3, that gives you 100. That means they do just over 15% each. Right, because then we could just say that one times 6, right? And we can see that we are a little short. We should be able to get up then down to like 8% without premium ammo. That means that we might be able to get away with just using the like, we don't have to use all the way up to the highest premium ammo. We may be able to get away with just standard ammo and not basic ammo. Otherwise, there are more tricks that we can... I have more tricks up my sleeves of things we can try. Could we add... Yeah, so we can either people suggesting over on Twitch we can ram it. That's definitely an option. Just ram into the Thargoid. Non-AX weapons may actually work. I mean, we could go with some pacifier frags on top of that. As they should be able to add a substantial amount of damage, and they kind of perform in a similar fashion, so we could group them all together, and maybe those pacifier frags is enough for those last 8%. Don't interceptors have like 90% conventional weapon resistance? They have a lot. Yeah, that's the other option. That is